This guy, Jesus, rolled exactly what he said 4,000 times or 10,000 times, doesn't matter, obviously. I'm not going to worship you. It doesn't matter. The fact that with us, I don't care about your stories that if fish walked on the water.
So there you have it. And he straight up told me, even if the Messiah did do everything that he was supposed to do, they're still not going to worship him. So let's look at the Bible, the Old Testament, Professor Dan, and let's see if we need to worship Messiah.
First of all is the one from Micah the prophet, verses 1 and 2. So out of Bethlehem, out of you shall come forth to me the one to be ruler in Israel. Somebody has to come out of Bethlehem. It has to be born from Bethlehem. That's where he starts, right? He is born in Bethlehem. Yet out of you shall come forth to me, right out of Bethlehem, the one to be ruler in Israel, great, whose going forths are from of old, from everlasting. In the Hebrew, motzaotav mikedem miyemei olam, everlasting. Somebody is going to be born out of Bethlehem, whose origins are from everlasting. Elisha, please tell me, who was there in the beginning? Who is there from everlasting?
Yeshua.
That's the point. God coming in the flesh. God coming in Messiah. That is, then comes to earth in the form of a man coming from the line of David, the tribe of Judah, whose origins are from everlasting. That is the point. Here's another one. Yeshayahu 9. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulders, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Many people can interpret it anyway, but it's a son given to us. Some would say, well, that is Hezekiah the king. Well, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. It doesn't really fit. Everlasting Father, Mighty God. These are not titles that I would give. Even my wife, remember how he says to you, the wife, or whose feet you worship, the ground that she's walking. No, I'm not Everlasting Father, not Prince of Peace, not Mighty God, right? I mean, just to answer him, So again, this title to a son, it's not Hezekiah. Angels. No, angels didn't accept worship. We have the example in Joshua where the angels, the angel that was the head of God's army appears to him. Joshua thinks it's God, tries to worship him. He says, no, stop worshiping me. No. Angels don't accept worship.
I want to go back to some of the titles that you mentioned, and I mentioned them to him as well, and I told him that there's a place in Genesis where we can clearly see God visiting Abraham, and I want to watch this clip really quick, and then I want to hear your thoughts about it.
People who came to the tent, who ate with him,
Yes.
and he was God.
Yes. No. Wait, who's
Yud
the
Hey
he?
Vav
Sorry,
Hey.
who's the he was God? Who's the he in that?
One of the people that was eating with him.
Excuse me. You're aware of the fact that all through Tanakh, that Malachim are called Elohim. I said angels can be described in the name of God. Now, there's a place, even, I'm not sure if it's either Yerushalayim or the base of the Midrash is called God. So what? Okay, so it's very nice. So no one thinks Yerushalayim is God.
Yeah, so we can look at them at Genesis 18, and I think we ought to do that. Then the Lord appeared to him, to Abraham, of course, by the terebinth tree of Mamre, as he was sitting in the tent door in the heat of the day. So he lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing by him. And when he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them, and bowed himself to the ground, and said, My Lord, if I have now found favor in your sight, don't pass on by your servant. Please let a little water be brought, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. And it's pretty obvious that those 3 accepted worship. He sees them as 3 men, but later on, obviously they're accepting this worship. So what are we to say about that? He looks at it and says, no, it's not 3 men, it's angels. Well, it doesn't say angel. There's nowhere in this passage, nowhere in the Hebrew that it says malachim. It does say then the Lord appeared to him by the tender tree of Mamre. So it seems that the Lord appears to him and he gives worship. He even sacrifices a calf, right? He kills a calf. He gives it to them. You want to call them angels. Okay. I don't know why would these angels all of a sudden, out of the blue, accept worship. Obviously this comes in the context of the story of the child. Verse 9, then they said to him, where is Sarah your wife? So he said, here in the tent. And he said, I will certainly return to you according to the time of life. And behold, Sarah your wife shall have a son. Sarah was listening in the tent door, which was behind him. So I will return to you. All of a sudden, it went to the he will return to him. Obviously, we know that God is the one who made this miracle of Sarah giving birth, right? So there is a lot of indications here to say that no, I don't see so much angels as much as I see God appearing to him.
Wow. I think a really good resource to learn things is from our YouTube comments. There is so many people writing there about things that they think about and where they see the Messiah and how they see things. And
I love it how people are engaging with scripture, with the Bible. Read the Bible. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Yes.
So I got some
It's
YouTube
great.
comments here that I want to
Great.
read to you. And these are
Love it.
really smart Christian people that are interacting with our video. Let's just
Yeah. Sure.
let's just read what QT the boss 8870 has to say here. So she says, Daniel 7, Son of Man is worshipped. And then Zechariah 12:10, God is pierced.
Yeah.
So let's read Daniel 7.
Thank you so much for sharing it. Daniel 7, verse 13. I won't read it to you in the Hebrew because guess what? This is part of it, Daniel, that's not written in Hebrew, but in Aramaic. But here you go, verse 13. In Daniel 7, I was watching in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man coming with the clouds of heaven. He came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. Then to him was given dominion and glory and a kingdom. Then all peoples, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom, the one which shall not be destroyed. Absolutely. Here's another example. There are many examples. This is in the Tanakh. Maybe this is another one we should go on the street and say, hey, read this, Old or New Testament. This is in the Tanakh. This is Hebrew scriptures. Daniel.
Yeah, and we also have another scripture that she mentions, and it's in Zechariah 12:10, and it says, God is pierced.
This talks about, again, of course, it is absolutely a messianic prophecy talking about it. And let me read to you Zechariah 12, verse 10. And I will pour on the house of David and on the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and supplication. Then they will look on me whom they pierced. Yes, they will mourn for him as one mourns for his only son, and grieve for him as one grieves for a firstborn. And let me just say here that it's very clear in this scripture that it's God himself. I mean, if you read the whole context, it talks about how the Lord will save the tents of Judah, and it goes on, obviously continuing with this house of David, as we read in verse 10. So it's very clear. Again, this is apocalyptic. This is in the, we would say in the second coming of Messiah, of Mashiach, because he talks about in that day there shall be great mourning in Jerusalem, like the mourning at Hadad Rimon in the plain of Megiddos, and the land shall mourn, every family by itself, the family of the house of David by itself. And there was, so it also talks about here, there's again this partial fulfillment, but there'll be a full fulfillment where all of Israel will see him. All of Israel would recognize him as the Messiah. And at the last, he will stand upon the earth. In the Hebrew, V'ani adati go'ali chai ve'acharon alefer yakum. In the English, for I know that my Redeemer lives, and he shall stand at last on the earth. So again, this is for me a prophecy, not just about it's about the resurrection of our Redeemer, our Messiah. and the one who would be the Goel of Israel, Goel Israel, and the Redeemer of Israel. Proverbs 34, absolutely. Who is ascended into heaven or descended? Who has gathered the wind in his fists? Who has bound the waters in a garment? Who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is his son's name, if you know? We're getting all these pieces of the puzzle, all these prophecies, all these scriptures that you say, okay, so who is it? Who is it? And I think it's clear that that's Messiah. And who can do all of that? Who could actually, gather the winds in his fists? I mean, it's only God, right? And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about God incarnate, right? God coming in the form of Messiah. So all these are great, great examples.
Wow, Dan, this was really, really refreshing and well needed. There's so many things that we can learn from the Hebrew scriptures about the deity of our Messiah. And I'm excited to go on the streets and share these new passages that I've learned with my Jewish brothers and sisters. Once again, thank you so much for your time and sharing your wisdom with us. If you guys like this type of content, don't forget to leave a like, continue to comment. We're reading them, we're learning from them, and we appreciate them. And we'll see you guys on the next one. God bless you guys.
If you love the way that we approach and share our faith on So Be It, let me tell you, I am 100% confident that you can do this too. We have just created the Jews for Jesus classroom so that you can have access to the same training for free that our Jews for Jesus team around the world receives in how to share what we believe with Jewish people and really with anyone in a way that's bold and loving and culturally sensitive. And this is going to equip you to share your faith with that person in your life that I know you've been praying for. Please check it out now at the link below.